our special coverage of the special voting on AM show. We're leading it, and we know that you will be interested throughout the rest of the day until the polls close at 5 p.m. Again, we should inform you we've deployed correspondents across the country, not only in Accra, but several of the regional capitals, the district capitals, and the various constituencies, just to bring you a gist of what really the stories are from the various designated polling stations in each of those constituencies that we have a lot more of those polling stations for those taking part in the special voting exercise. It's just sort of a mock run of what really is taking place or going to take place on the 7th of December, and that will be some 6 days away from now. It will be a Wednesday, and definitely we are your election headquarters. Okay, so now let's look at what stories are on the front pages. Yeah, you want to read some comments before? Yeah,
I've got a comment from Bawa Adam and Tamale. Bawa Adam kind of like he's got our back.
Yeah,
and I really
thank you very much, Bawa.
So yeah, Bawa Adam and Tamale, thanks a lot. You know, you're praying for us, and we appreciate that. More messages on 0560 800,000. This one says, Father, oh, that's very long. It's a prayer, but it's really, really long. But it ends with, thank you, Jesus. Jesus loves you. Happy New Month. And it didn't come with a name, but it's a nice message. So thank you very much. Kindly include your name when you send us messages. This one also saying that we're looking nice this morning. We thank Almighty God for lives, as today marks the first day of the last month of the year, and it's also World AIDS Day. I can't think far on this matter. Why the emphasis on Togo border? Is it the only border in Ghana? Dennis from Koforidia, and you're talking. This has to do with the monitoring. That particularly, if you look at the voter region, the NPP says it is monitoring. They don't want any person who is not eligible to vote in this exercise, even in the special exercise. So I get you, Dennis. Thanks a lot for the message. This one says, good morning, Mama V. I can understand that corruption bedevils the NDC government, but Afan Raphael Tafitome, I've got to take my time, because you know, when you send messages like that and you're making allegations, it's not good for me to also repeat it when you don't have anything to back it. So I'm afraid I would have to cut that message short. Come back and read it later. Roland, let's do the newspapers.
All right, so we'll start with the Daily. It has on the front page, Bugri Nabu breaks silence over car bribe. Special voting today, and Mahama buying vote, says Nana. Let's go to the center spread and see whether we'll get something. There's nothing really there, only advertorials, so we'll have to skip it. We're doing which story next, please?
Roland was hoping to see some...
Yeah, something useful.
The Ghanaian Times newspaper front page, Akufo-Addo predicts victory at polls. Armed robber kills colleague. President inaugurates ultra-modern hospital. Police caution voters, don't snap photos of ballots. That story on page 3, back page of the Times. Japan funds 2 projects in Volta and eastern regions. Illegal miners cleared from Anglo Gold concessions. But there's a story of interest on the front page of the paper. One about don't snap photos of ballots, and also armed robber killing a colleague. All that on page 3. We start with the police has warned voters to desist from taking pictures of their thumb-printed ballots and making them public. The acts, according to the police, constitute a serious offense, and anybody caught would be severely dealt with. All right, this issue about an armed robber killing his fellow armed robber, and it says that a shot targeted at his victim but missed, and the bullet hit his colleague in the head, killing him instantly at Bachina, the Spintex Road in Accra. Another armed robber who was wielding a pump-action gun then bolted with 2 mobile phones he took from their victims. The Accra Regional Police Public Relations Officer, Assistant Superintendent of Police, Efia Tenge, told the Ghanaian Times in Accra yesterday that the body had been deposited at the police hospital mortuary for autopsy. There's also a story about car thieves grabbed and unemployed jailed 10 years for robbery. Guy is unemployed, and the Accra Circuit Court 1 has jailed him for attempting to rob a trader. The convict Rashid Sule attacked Madam Grace Atram, a trader, on November 8, 2015, when she was on her way to render accounts to her boss at Dansuman, a suburb of Accra. more details when you grab the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Roland?
Yeah, front page of the Daily Dispatch. It says FCN's presidential opinion polls. More insights is on the back page, and we have 6 new opinion polls from Ashanti region, also on page 2 and page 3 of the paper. So you go to the back page, you have everything you need about the FCN poll.
Let's do the Daily Graphic now. Front page, uphold Ghana's democracy on December 7. Kofi Annan, JJ urge voters, and the 2 gentlemen are on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Mr. Kofi Annan and former President Cherry John Rawlings, 2 very respected gentlemen. President inaugurates first phase of Greater Accra Hospital. Chachichi Kata freed. Special voting comes up today. Supreme Court stops NMC over content regulations. Back page of the Daily Graphic, President Mahama inaugurates first phase of Greater Accra Hospital, and we've got a picture of the hospital as well, and the story on the back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Perhaps I can do just a little bit of the story on page 44, because we were loud on the advocacy as well, and I'm talking about this case that Giba has won against the National Media Commission. It says that a new law that requires media owners to seek content approval from the National Media Commission before publication has been declared by the Supreme Court as unconstitutional. In an unanimous decision yesterday, the 7-member panel held that certain regulations in the NMC Content Standards Regulation 2015 amounted to censorship, and Article 162, Clause 4 of the 1992 Constitution. It's a big victory to all of us who had a voice in this matter. All right, Roland.
All right, so we have on the front page of the last people, we're looking at the Business Finder. Economic decline takes toll, despondency greets Ghanaians on all fronts. There's the only story there, and the president has been put there. The front page of the Business Finder.
Yeah, this is the Business Finder. They usually have the Finder itself, which carries all the social issues and the political issues as well.
All right, so those are all the stories we have for the morning, based on the number of newspapers we have in the studio. We have a couple of your messages. We'll read 1 or 2 or 3, and then we'll go to the various online portals, read from myjoyonline.com. We'll go to CTFM and then the Africa page of the BBC.
All right, James at Prestia is watching us right now. Good morning, James. And James says, Mama, I'll try and get a video evidence on how Galamsey is destroying the Ankasa forest under the watch of some security men. Ghana. James, we would love that video, please.
Please try. Don't get hurt.
Yeah,
please try.
Don't get caught too. This one says, good morning, Romama. It's very true that the man John Dramani Mahama is from another planet, because the man has the kind of vision Ghana needs today and the near future. Young Money in Zibala sending us that message this morning. This one says, I'm Sule from Sunyai. NPP should stop putting blames on our humble president, because nothing can change. God will. All right, final one before we go to the online portals. Patrick Inside Damongo says, hi Roland, I'm your biggest fan.
No, thank you. I'm talking about Damongo. Very good morning to you, Adams Mutawakili. It's been a while. We know they are contesting as the incumbent parliamentary candidate for the NDC in the constituency, and to all those contesting in the constituency as well. Very good morning to you.
Yeah, let me say good morning to the Ashanti Regional Minister, who's also contesting, by the way. Is it Boise West?
Yeah.
Mr. John Alexander.
And a good morning to you also, Emmanuel Chamantinge Jako, Member of Parliament for Ayawaso West Wagon. You are the incumbent on the ticket of the MPP as well. We wish you a very great morning.
Charlie Roland, this is not fair, because we mentioned 3, and the moment we begin to mention names, we've got to mention everybody, because we've got great personalities who pass through our show, all the members of Parliament. Rolling other names.
Boniface Gambela Adagbela is your member of Parliament for Nando, member of the MPP and the incumbent as well. So we also wish you all the best, as well as Patrick Yabuama. That'll be Okaikwe.
See, I told you we're going to take our time. If we haven't heard your name, you grace our studios, we still respect you. We wish you well. This is the beginning of the elections.
It's no conspiracy. We're just trying to randomly remember people.
You started it. Don't blame me.
I did. You have a couple of messages, Mom?
Yeah, I do, but I can go on and keep reading. Let's do the online portals. Come back.
So we start with my John Online, Mawavi.
All right. Fire service kickstarts fire safety project in northern Ghana. Also, Zuma lashes out after failed resignation plot, and South Africa's Jacob Zuma blamed a Western plot and opposition collaborators for the bid by officials in the ruling party to oust him as the nation's president, as he refused. And the story continues. You can read more on that on myjoyonline.com. Also, Nigeria joins campaign to end child marriage. Arrest Akufo-Addo if he's a drug dealer. NPP dares NDC. This coming out of a press conference yesterday by the National Democratic Congress, and Fifi Kwete addressed that press briefing. 5-candidate battle for supremacy in GBC NCCE 2016 presidential debates. Roland, did you listen to that debate? I listened to bits and pieces of it.
I did.
I thought it was too long. I don't know.
It was, but if you know you're very much interested in the issues for the election, and for me, I wanted to make sure that I had all the information, even though we all keep reading every day and things like that. But I think I enjoyed it as well. It gives the opportunity to the candidates to espouse. It's unfortunate that during this electioneering we have not made use of the mediums of the debate.
Yeah.
But we should have. We should have had.
Listen, this is a question I asked because I watched some of the debates in America.
You asked a question?
No. The question is, you know, those intermittent, the breaks and the performances and all, like,
Yeah.
I
expected to spice up the event, because if you look at the timing,
yeah, it makes it long.
Yeah, it does.
Makes it dry.
I think for a media person, yes, but somebody who is another supporter of, let's say, somebody or in Doom or any of them, you would want to watch, because you kind of love the responses they were giving.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that you're a media person, so you kind of
well, if you
things are breached,
if you follow the debate, let's talk about it. What stood out for you? Which of the candidates did it for you? You can send us a message on 0560 800,000. Let's move on, though. We're not done with my jawline yet. But
I would have loved to see another Danko Akufo-Addo there, because I love the way he speaks, and he's somebody I admire as well. Just like the president also took the opportunity also to always speak on many of the issues.
We were looking forward to the president, because, you know, he had lost his voice then a day before. So everybody was like,
actually preserving it for the debate.
Yeah, I think he did a fantastic job by making it and speaking, actually. Dreams demoted from Ghana Premier League, but hooray if you're a supporter of Tema Youth, because they've been promoted.
Dreams FC.
You know.
Oh.
But Tema Youth, they've been promoted. Benedict will come up with a lot more details in sports. Let's finish up quickly here. Refrain from harsh language. Be firm, ex-President Rawlings. Now a very diplomatic person. Mahama commissions newly refurbished Greater Accra.
Is that the aerial shot of the hospital?
Yeah, this is a drone shot, I guess.
Looks nice.
Yeah, it does.
Looks very modern, ultra modern.
Stands out. Special voting takes place today. It sounds
nice than the Kalebu Teaching Hospital, so I'm wondering.
But NPP faults voters register. So the EC is set to conduct the special voting exercise Thursday, but the NPP has faulted the register that will be used for the polls. We'll get into some of these issues. Some concerns also being raised, and people threatening to prevent others from voting in today's exercise. We'll tell you how it all happens when it unfolds later today.
So we go to the City FM online portal, and it talks about Bugri Nabu, who is the Northern Regional Chairman of the NPP. We know that he's at the center of the ongoing controversy or impasse about the president and his brother having given him a car or promised him a number of cars, as well as huge sum of money. But even when they met allegedly one evening, sometime in the period of October, they even put down 500,000 Ghana cedi cash. Charlie, I don't envy him at all. But this is why.
Are you bribable? Yes, there's someone on Facebook. I am bribable.
This is why he decided to come out, because he says, when I was buying cars, Mahama was a student. Bugri Nabu fires back.
Ooh.
Yeah. But the type of car you are driving is not Mitsubishi now, Charlie. Now it's fine. But it's not to make light-hearted the issue of bribery. It's a very serious issue. And so that's why we take it as media to make sure we bring you the various insights into many of the subjects about bribery. We have Chief Justice rejecting petition for a live telecast of Amidu versus William case. But Richard Asante Yeboah, you're a member of the NPP. A very good morning to you, my good friend. You petitioned the Supreme Court. You were not giving the hearing as you would want it. You were giving the hearing, you were just not giving your way as it is. You pray the court for a live telecast. Mama V.
Fuel prices dropped slightly ahead of December elections. Special voting takes off today. So City FM's angle also right here. They've got 5 factors to consider before voting.
But what has the fuel prices dropping got to do with the elections? Because
everything is connected.
No, but the fuel prices have been dropping or going up, dropping anytime.
That's why I said around this time.
Everything that happens is not election.
It's a very silly period. Everything is connected to December 7th.
Oh no.
Yeah, whether it is or it's not, it is connected. Let's do the BBC Africa page. But there are messages, because I've asked people to also share their experiences about the debate yesterday.
I'm talking about the BBC Africa page. We have a man there.
Oh yeah.
Since 1994,
today.
Yeah, since 1994 he's been in power. Yaya Jammeh. He's not been in power for 22 years. Don't you like him? Gambians Jammeh in bid for 5th term. Gambians are due to head to the polls to choose a president, with Yaya Jammeh seeking a 5th term in office. I tell you, he'll win it hands down.
So as we're conducting our special voting exercise, they're also conducting their general elections, the major
I heard
elections.
him on the BBC yesterday. That's on Wednesday. He said that when he took over, there were only
Stone Age.
Gambia was a Stone Age. was in the Stone Ages. And there were only 2 high schools that belonged to government.
So he's transformed the country.
So I transformed it
drastically, and he deserves to be president forever.
Because I transformed, I am president.
The only smart person in Gambia, I guess. Thank God I live in Ghana.
Anyway, a very good morning to you, my Gambian friend. I met you on one of the courses I went to. Suleiman Makalo. You are in the United States. You watch me once in a while. Okay. And
we want to say a special good morning to Jahunyan.
Yeah, Jahunyan. You have a certain relationship with the Gambia. Actually, because you've been disenfranchised, that's how come you're in Ghana. So we appreciate your time here in Ghana. HIV vaccine trial begins in South Africa. It says a large clinical trial for a vaccine to protect against HIV transmission is underway in South Africa. UA protection. Oh, that'll be nice. When you take it, you go anything and somebody has an infection, you won't be infected. I think that's great.
I don't think that's good enough.
Why? You think?
I don't know. Why is
it not great?
I'm thinking about a lot of things.
No, what are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about a lot of things.
The thing is supposed to prevent transmission. You say you don't like it.
I'm thinking about a lot of things. Why is this trial in Africa?
Because the bulk of the HIV cases is Africa.
See, I'm thinking very.
Who's African? You know. No.
Listen, there's this Otabel message, and I think everybody should listen to Dr. Mensa Otabel. It's the Power series, you know.
I think I've listened to a couple of them.
Okay, is it 6 in all? And you've got to listen to every. You've listened to 2. You should listen to the end.
And then there's somewhere about choices 1. So I've listened to.
Yeah, and how Christians. We want to be in the church. We don't want to get involved in anything. You don't want to get involved in politics. You don't want to get involved in research. Other people are doing the research and they're influencing the world. What are we doing as Christians? We're just in our little corner. Social media is not our thing. No, this is not our thing. No, this is not our thing. Before we know, we are lost. Everybody should listen to that message. It's the Power series. All right, more messages on WhatsApp.
What do you attend to?
Christ Temple. But don't ask me the last time I went to
advertising for a check.
The good thing is, I don't have to advertise. Okay, so Bambaki Asamed from Mrs. says, I enjoyed every bit of the presidential debate yesterday. Indum was in a haste to prove himself by
Bambaki, I thought you said you didn't
attacking the president on any question posted to him which didn't help him at all. But
okay, so and I know that I told you Mama View is a journalist. Journalists, we don't like long things. So when we have to sit down, even though it's meant for us to digest, we don't want it long.
I don't know.
We want it to digest it as quickly as we can. So that's why she said. But you know, I kept telling her those who love each of the candidates would watch.
Yeah, I mean,
But
Michael Amini, just Michael before. Michael Amini.
Michael Amini, it was your birthday 2 days ago?
No, last Sunday. Hello, men and birthdays.
A very good morning to you. No, if I have you on my reminder, I don't forget.
So Michael says the 58-year-old youthful President Mahama has now lost his voice, whilst his 72-year-old Nana-Addo, whom they claimed as not fit and healthy to govern Ghana, has been crisscrossing the whole country, but still has the vim. Okay, so Michael, the president, got back his voice, so it's not like he lost his voice forever. I've heard this analysis that you're making, Charlie. Politics around this time, anything is possible.
You know, Michael, are you part of the special voting? Michael is a good friend in the UK, and I said very good morning to Michael Amini in United Kingdom.
And he's a proud MPP member, by the way. Issa Abdul Rahman in Saboba. Good morning to you. We like the fact that you're enjoying the show. Keep watching.
All right. To all the good people of Tamale, we say Decibel.
Why only Tamale?
Because I go there often.
Okay, All right, stay with us. When we come back from sports, we've got some of our colleagues on the ground. We'll let you have a feel of how it looks like on the ground today as special people in court get ready to vote. We're not voting, we're voting on Thursday, next week, Wednesday. Yeah, December 7th.
Are you voting on Wednesday?
Yes, I am.
You seem to have forgotten it.
I'm
You're only thinking about work.
It's West Wagon.
Please go and vote.
So yes, we're voting. And there's a question that I have on my mind. If you're on that special voting list, you're unable to vote today, can you vote next Wednesday? We'll answer that later on here on the AM show. Stay with us. It's the election headquarters, and we will definitely get the news first. Benedict Owusu Dankwa is up next with sports.